Ndingatsho elogwityo mbukeli selusazi into yokuba sifike sagaleleka singumthombo ophala phambili Ekhaya Jikelele. Uyaqonda ukhumbule kaloku mbukeli into yokubana ikhaya likhaya ngothando, inzondelelo. Sinjalo kaloku Ekhaya Jikelele asifiki nje sisonge izandla koko kuba ninzi esikuphathele kona, isimo sezulu, ezemidlalo, osaziwayo, eziqhubekayo apha ekhaya wena mamtshali naphesheya kwamalwandle. Wena qiniseka mbukeli into yokubana awugqushi awugutshalazi kuba kuninzi esikuphathele kona. Ndimlo ke ukholosa kalubisi unokanyezi kodwa ke le mbizo yanamhlanje ispice siphethwe ngumamtshana.
Yimo ofanele ukuphatha ispice.
Uwe ispice andiyazi ukutheni nganxibanga ipitikoti nje nefaskoti.
Ayizoyiphatha kusasa.
Please.
Mbukeli sikubingelela sikamukela Ekhaya Jikelele igama lami nguNoxolo uMamtshalo kwaMwali kanti njengoba seshilo kumandla ngothi siphethe thina umthwalo wethu nje mbukeli umgodla wethu uyasinda ulinde khona nje ukuthi sikwethulele wona kancane kancane lokho sikunikeza nje kancane kancane manje yenza isiqiniseko sokuthi ke uhlala phansi uyanethezeka awindawo ngoba kuningi esikuphathele khona njengamanje ke isikhathi sokuthi sibheke ihamba phambili kuleli hora. Abameli babangalelwa ecaleni lokubulawa kaSenzo Meyiwa bathi akungenanga mgulukudu emzini adutshulelwa kuwo kunalokho wabulawa ngomunye wabantu ayehleli nabo endlini ngosuku lwesigameko.
Kukho ingxelo zokuba usekela mongameli uPaul Mashatile usenokuba bekwinqwelo mafutha yeBlue Light ngethuba onogada bakhe babanjwa ngekhamera bebetha abantu kuhola wendlela uN1 eGauteng ekuqaleni kwale nyanga.
Bobaba senza umehluko bobaba asenza umehluko bobaba asenza umehluko bobaba asenza umehluko bobaba asenza umehluko bobaba bane bobaba abaneqiniso abaneqiniso bobaba bangempela sikhuluma ngamadoda enza umehluko sikhuluma ngamadoda enza umehluko sikhuluma ngamadoda enza umehluko sikhuluma ngamadoda enza umehluko sikhuluma ngamadoda enza umehluko. Siyabingelela kubabukeli Ekhaya Jikelele sithi ke hlalani ninethezeke siyikholwa brothers siyabonga.
Ithimba labameli babasolwa ecaleni lokubulawa kaSenzo Meyiwa bamile kwelokuthi umuntu owadubula uMeyiwa wabe ingxenye yabantu ababehleli nabo endlini. Labameli bathi akukho mgulukudu eyangena eKhala kwaKhumalo ngomfumfu ka2014 ngesikhathi kubulawa uMeyiwa. Kusenjalo kushube isimo ngesikhathi kunokuqophisana ngamazwi phakathi kaAdvocate uYithulele Nxumalo noZandi Khumalo ngesikhathi ampheka ngemibuzo ngokushayisana kwezitatimende zikaZandi. Umbuso uphinde wadalula ukuthi akukho einhlelweni zawo kubiza uKheli Khumalo owabe intombi kaMeyi ukuzokwethula ubufakazi kepha abameli babasolwa bathi bazofaka isicelo sokuthi inkantolo imbize uKheli. Abameli babamangalelwa baphinde basola uZandi Khumalo ngokucasha ngamaphoyisa malungana nokungahambisani kwezitatimende azenza khathi elandisa ngokwenzeka ngaphambi kokubulawa kaMeyiwa.
Kukho ingxelo zokuba usekela mongameli uPaul Mashatile usenokuba bekwinqwelo mafutha yeBlue Light ngethuba onogada bakhe babanjwa kwikhamera bebetha abantu kuhola wendlela uN1 eGauteng ekuqaleni kwale nyanga. Umbutho ke iDemocratic Alliance utyhola uMashatile ngokulahlekisa ilizwe emva kokuba iofisi yakhe ikhuphe ingxelo isithi wayengekho kunye neqela lezokhuseleko ngethuba kusenzeka esisehlo. Lamagosa asibhozo avele phambi kwenkundla kaMantyi yaseRandburg phezolo ngezityholo ezahlukeneyo eziquka ukubetha ukonakalisa impahla nokukhomba abantu ngemipu. Isicelo sebheyili sehlehlisiwe ngomso.
Sisekuzo ezenzeka ezinkantolo kulindeleke ukuthi benze izethulo namhlanje abameli bommangalelwa osola ngokuba ngomunye wobhongoza abebeshashazela izibhelu ezaqubuka ngo2021. Izolo umbuso ukuphothulile ukwenza izethulo kuleli cala elibhekene noMdumiseni Zuma enkantolo yesifunda saseMgungundlovu KwaZulu-Natal. uZuma uliphikile icala lokuphehla udweshu emphakathini kanye lokushisa elimayelana nokuthungelwa ngomlilo kwenxanxathela yezitolo iBrookside eMgungundlovu. Le nxanxathela yaqhamuka amalangabi ziyi12 kuNtulikazi emva kosuku nje uZuma ebonakale kuvideo enxenxa ukuba kuyodalwa isiphithiphithi kule nxanxathela yezitolo. Ngaleso sikhathi uZuma wabe esebenza kule ndawo njengonogada nakuba ekuvuma ke ukuthi wayiqopha le video kepha uyakuchitha ukuthi wabe ungqondongqondo oshosho udlame olwaholela ekutheni ke ingqongqiswe ngomlilo lenxanxathela yezitolo.
Umongameli uCyril Ramaphosa uthi indawo ezininzi zelizwe zithe qolo ukufumana inkonzo ezingenhle ngenxa yokusilela kweseko ezingundoqo zoluntu. Kwileta yakhe yeveki eya eluntwini, umnumzana uRamaphosa uphawule ukuba uMzantsi Afrika ukwinqanaba eliphezulu kwizalathisi ezipapashwe yiBhanki yoPhuhliso yaseAfrika evavanya umgangatho wezothutho, umbane, iICT kunye neziseko zoncedo zamanzi kunye nogutyulo lwelindle. Wongeze ngelithi iziseko zophuhliso zidlala indima ebalulekileyo eqinisekiseni ukukhula koqoqosho nokuphelisa intlupheko. Nangona kunjalo ulumkise ukuba ulondolozo olufanelekileyo lokusebenzisa kufuneka luqhutywe ukuze iziseko zophuhliso zihlangabezane neenjongo zophuhliso lwelisizwe.
Isiqala ukuthela izithelo ezinhle imizamo yophiko lwamaphoyisa olukhethekile yokuqeda ubugebengu obenzeka emngceleni wakuleli esifundeni saseMkhanyakude KwaZulu-Natal. Lokho kushiwo ungqongqoshe wamaphoyisa uJenene uBhekicele njengoba ethi sekuboshwe abasolwa abangaphezulu kwekhulu ababandakanyeka ezenzweni zobugebengu kule ndawo. Phezulu kwalokhu ezinyangeni ezimbalwa ezedlule kutholakale izimoto ezingaphezulu kwekhulu nama20 ebeyizokweqiswa umngcele. Abantu abakhele umngcele ohlukanisa iNingizimu Afrika neMozambique sekuphele iminyaka bebhekene nobugebengu kulomngcele. Amaqembu emgulukudu awasagcini nje ngokuduna izimoto kuphela kepha ke asehlasela ngisho nezakhamuzi emizini yazo. NgoNhlolanja nonyaka kwadutshulwa kwashona uJuda Mthethwa owayisishoshovu esabe silwisana nalobu bugebengu. Kukholakala ukuthi ke mbukeli ukubulawa kwakhe kwabe kuyamene nokumelana kwakhe nezenzo zobugebengu kulomngcele. Kanti ngaphandle kwabantu ababoshiwe amaphoyisa aphinde ashaqake nezibhamu ezingama29.
Ngaphambi kokuba uphume mbukeli nalo uqikelelo lomezulu Rhabula Finqe. Dibambe ngaso zozibini kuwe mamtshali na njengokuba ke kusiwa kunyulo lika 2024 umbutho weANC uvuselela amaphiko aliqela kwimpela veki esuka kuyo kutyunjwe uNokzola Sisisi Tolashe njengomongameli wephiko lwamanina kwiANC kwinkomfa kazwelonke yeshumi elinesithathu. Oku ke kulandela ukutyunjwa kukaColin Malatji njengomongameli wephiko lolutsha lweANC emva kweminyaka esibhozo kungekho nkomfa. Ukuthetha banzi ngalomba nogqirha sinaye uNtsikelelo breakfast oyingcaphephe yezopolitiko. Gqirha masikubulise sikwamkele enkqubeni Ekhaya Jikelele.
Isibusele kwemsasazi nakubaphulaphuli ndabulela banawo.
Mnumzana breakfast ingaba umongameli wamanina weANC uNokzola Sisisi Tolashe uzokwazi kusini na ukuvuselela iphiko lwamanina kulombutho weANC.
Umbuzo abantu abaninzi abanawo lo msasazi ngoba iphiko lamanina lombutho olawulayo liye lithande focusa on amadabi ezopolitiko instead into bangaba li focus on imiba edla ibunzi yamanina. Ingxaki zamanina zininzi eMzantsi Afrika. Ingxaki zodlwengulwa, ingxaki zongaholi imali elinganayo namadoda, ingxaki zokuqhatshazwa endlini, gender based violence. Nezinye ingxaki nje yamanina anazo. Sikhumbule uba ngaba imbali yamanina imbali yocalucalulo. So iaudience yamanina ikhona okanye abantu bekumele uba ngaba iphiko lamanina elisakuyo umyalezo bakhona abo bantu. But ke ngoku ingxaki ngalamadabi ezopolitiko lekuthiwa yi-factionalism ebangela uba ngaba izimvo zamanina kanye ezephiko le Women's League izimvo zabo zingavakali. So I think if ubanokwazi uyeka lamadabi abo ezopolitiko ba focus on imicelimngeni yamanina indima yabo ingabonakala. But lonto leyo ke iyaqhubeka kwinto bangabakwazi usebenzisana na and also unyulo Jikelele lizaba khona lonyaka uzayo. Into leyo eza kwenzeka ngokukhawulezileyo. So amanina if ayazipozitiona kahle anakho ukunceda umbutho olawulayo ba enze ngcono kwinyulo oluzayo.
Kuyaphawuleka into yokubana aba bantu uthetha ngabo ungekho usinabisele ukuba lungakanani uxanduva ajongene nalo ukuze avuselele oluphiko kuba ke phezolo siye sabanalo udliwano ndlebe naye ugqirha Fikeni engqina kanye lento ithetha into yokubana phakathi kwalombutho zisekhona ingxaki abanazo instead bamhlambe bajongane nengxaki amanina oMzantsi Afrika ajongene nazo.
Sisazi funa nje ukukhumbuza abaphulaphuli into bangaba go 2000 and about 2015 before lankomfa ngo 2017 kwanyulwa umama uBathabile Dlamini. Ingxaki into bangaba yayi political project leyana ngoba ngabantu abangamadoda abaye ba decide uba ngobani abantu babakhokhele kwi Women's League ngoba bafuna usebenzisa abantu abangomama ukuhlala ezikhundleni. Abantu abangomama funeka bangayivumeli lonto leyo basetyenziswe bafune ukuthengisa ngamadabi abo because kula term of office iphelileyo andikhumbuli mina iprogram of action okanye into iWomen's League yayenza yaxhamlisa amanina kwilizwe lonke. Into bendiyibona qha ngamadabi bemane ingena kuwo amadabi radical economic transformation kunye ne CR17 kanye CR22 camp ile camp kaMnumzana uRamaphosa. So lonto le yinto engalunganga le regardless whether ukule camp kaMnumzana uRamaphosa ukule camp ye radical economic transformation ingxaki zamanina zingaphezulu kwezinkampu. So if banokwazi ungavumeli abantu abangodade babasebenzise for iziku zabo ba focus on amadabi babantu bangomama, I think mina bangenza ngcono and bangayikhuphula i-support kanye inkxaso yombutho olawulayo because meka sikhumbule ba even abantu abaninzi eMzantsi Afrika abantu abangomama and especially abantu abatsha. So umbutho we women's league iphiko labantu abamama le ANC linayo indima funeke ledlalile.
Usathetha ngabantu abatsha njalo wena mnumzana uBreakfast kukho isikhalazo sokuba unokuzola lo selekhulile kwaye uza kufede kubani enzeni umsebenzi wakhe. Ingaba ubudala yinto enomsebenzi ngenene xa sijonga?
Sasazi izimvo zami ziyabethabethana kulomba ngoba umbutho lawulayo uthi ukholelwa kwinto okuthiwa yi-diversity. I-diversity ke xa uyibreaka down uyihlala utya inezinto ngezinto. Umzekelo ine-gender, ine-race, ine-age, ine-sexual orientation. So ithi ANC yona ayibahlulahluli abantu ngokwezi zinto ngokweminyaka yonke lonto leyo. So ithi ANC yona ehlobo andisina ngayo mba ayikholelwa kwi-ageism ukwahlulahlula abantu ngokweminyaka yabo. But kodwa msasazi into mna endingayi-understandiyo into baba kutheni abantu be-ANC abadala ewe siyabahlonipha ba-sacrificeile ubutsha babo abakwazi ukwenza izinto mele bangaba bazenzile for thina abantu batsha siyayihlonipha nole. Kodwa ke I think ubukhokheli is to say bangaba indima yami ndiyidlalile mna naba abantu abatsha likamva labo eli abakhokhele not bangaba ndenza imithetho ba abantu babaphume eburhulumenteni at age 65 but lo mthetho awu apply to kum because ndifuna ulawula. Andivumelana nto le msasazi because ingathi mna ikhona i-weakness apho but also nabantu abatsha babenikwe amathuba ophatha abaphathe kahle because if ungumuntu omtsha ukwisikhundla esikhulu awumelanga wena qha pha umele nabanye abantu abatsha because once wenza mistake uzawuthiwa nabo ke bafuna isikhundla bajonga lento le yenzekayo.
Usathetha njalo ngabantu abatsha ucinga uba into yokubana bengabikho abantu abatsha kubana xa sijonga kwaba bathe batyunjwa amanina siyabona into yokubana baphoko late 50s. I mean from u-Secretary General naye u-Deputy President bayabonakala into yokubana noko badala. Ungathi mhlawumbe oku kuzawenza abantu abatsha into yokubana barhoxe akusiwa kuvoto?
Yingxaki msasazi ngoba nakweyiphi na ndingathi i-organization umbutho i-workplace if ufuna abantu basebenze kakuhle nekudibanisa abantu abatsha nabantu abadala. Abantu abadala bakwazi ukukhupha amava bawanika abantu abatsha not bakukhokhela abantu abadala qha because uzaba nengxaki yoba nenkokheli ufune then uthi bangaba akho bantu bokhokhela that's why singafuna uyeka kodwa nguwe wenze imeko zibe njalo. So yingxaki le bangaba bonke abantu bakhona abantu abatsha. Umzekelo if uya kumaziko emfundo aphakamileyo aba bantu bangosisi sister bethu bazi activist baye graduate from imibutho ngemibutho bayapi after izifundo zabo. Why ke ngoku i-women's league ingaba recruit nje bajoine yona iba groom and you can groom umuntu ungekho kwi-position of ulawula. I think mina into emele bangaba bayayicinga leyo ibenze bafilishe good xa bebona abantu abatsha bekhokhela ngokwabo not umuntu ona 60 something afuna uba inkokheli. Hayi msasazi ikhona nje ingxaki msasazi.
Kuba kuyaphawuleka into yokubana xa sijonge ngumyinge ka-30% kuphela wabantu abatsha abakhona kwii-structures ezisepalamente kwaye ke sesabona into yokubana uye wonyulwa uColin Malachi ukubana akhokhele abantu abatsha. Xa sijonga kwi-ANC Youth League ingaba mhlawumbe umongameli lo omtsha uColin Malachi weli phiko uzokubonakala ukuvuselela oluphiko kulutsha kwaye kuye kwabakhona namarhe wena mnumzana uBreakfast into yokubana ungena kwakhe njengoko ezawuvuselela abantu abatsha liqhinga lokuba kunyuswe ivoti. Ingaba umbono wakho uthini ngalonto?
Ebese parliament kwaqala msasazi i-Youth League nayo yanye lo ngxaki lento makhumsha athi i-political co-option yayila project ye-Premier League. So ayakwazi ke ngokujongana namadabi abantu abatsha nayo i-youth league I think ina indima yoba ngaba idlala umzekelo msasazi insolongqesho ime ku 30% xa uyibreaker down la percentage ichaphazela abantu abatsha isikakhulu nabantu abangomama xa ujonga ingxaki yohlupheka ngabantu abatsha ebachaphazelayo isikakhulu enye ingxaki into yoba abantu abatsha because of a lack of irresponsiveness enye into yoba ngaba urhulumente akafuni ukungenelela ukunceda abantu abatsha baye umdla wabo wokuzimanya namaqela ezopolitiko nokuparticipate kwi-elections uyaphela umdla wabantu abatsha ngoba ababoni into yoba ngaba bayancedwa nabo. So ikhona indima funeka idlalwe i-ANC Youth League neminye imibutho yabantu abatsha. Now izayinceda i-ANC loo nto leyo ke of course I think ibiyindima eyidlalileyo uba ngaba i-Youth League ikwazi ukuncedisana ne-mother body ukuba kakuhle unyulo eli izawungena kulo. I don't think ikhona into erongo apho because ngeyiphi political party efuna uphulukana nolawulo zonke i-political parties zifuna ulawulo. So yes I think ibiyingcingane ye-ANC leyo ngokufacilitator le conference ye-Youth League nale ye-Women's League uba ngaba zincedisana nombutho olawulayo ba uqhube kakuhle kunyulo.
Usathetha njalo wena mnumzana uBreakfast njengoko ke kusiwa kunyulo kulonyaka ozayo ingaba isikhokelo salombutho esitsha siza kuba nako na ukuqokelela ivoti?
Akuzuba lula because kukho ubudlelwane phakathi kwenkonzo ezinikezelwa eluntwini kunye nendlela abantu abavota ngayo. If inkonzo zanikezelwa eluntwini abantu abanomdla kwipolitics, if inkonzo azinikezelwa eluntwini abantu umdla wabo uyaphela. Umbuzo uthi intoni ebangela abantu abatsha bangafuni uvota isikakhulu? Kungoba abancedakali banezidanga bahlele ezindlini uninzi lwabo. So loo nto yenza babona uba hayi aba bantu baphetheyo abasincedi nathi, so why funeka sivotile? So it doesn't mean that because kukho iphiko lolutsha abantu abatsha bazavotela umbutho olawulayo. But into interesting into yoba ngaba oluninzi labantu abakhoyo kuMzantsi Afrika abanelungelo lovota ngabantu abatsha, but urhulumente akenzi enough for abantu abatsha. It's because if ujonga amalungu ecabinet uninzi lwabo ngabantu abadala. Now msasazi ewe abantu abadala siyabahlonipha ngomama bethu ngotata bethu, but I don't think that baza understand it thinking yabantu abatsha. Not to say uba ngabazange babe batsha, but kukho izinto kukho i-trends ezikhoyo ngoku bekumele uba ngaba abantu abatsha abalawulayo abakwazi ukuzilandela ezi trends ezikhoyo, indlela yocinga yabantu abatsha, because i-generation nganye ine-mission yayo, i-generation nganye ine-challenges zayo. So you can't expect abantu abadala abazi-ministers bakwazi uresponda kakuhle to imicelimngeni yabantu abatsha.
Ngiyayithanda kakhulu lento ichaphazelayo wena mnumzana uBreakfast into okubana i-generation ne-generation ine-mandate ekumele uba iyalifalfila. Kodwa ke xa sibona kusilela abantu abatsha bengekho kuluphiko lwe-ANC into ethi ke zininzi izinto ezawusilela ingakumbi ke xa sijonga ukunikezwa kweziseko ezingundoqo. Masibambe ngazibini ngexesha lakho mnumzana uBreakfast. Enkosi kakhulu. Right mbukeli wami lo ke besithetha naye nguye kaloku umnumzana uBreakfast ongumhlahlutyi wezopolitiko. Sithetha banzi kaloku njengoko lusondele unyulo luka 2024 sibona ke amaphiko aliqela ye-ANC kukho kaloku nokunyulwa kwaye uColin Malachi njengephiko labantu abatsha. Naye kaloku umnumzana okanye Xebe usisisi Nokuzola Totashe njengaye kaloku iphiko lamanina. Ngoku ke masithi qhwi evenkileni qiniseka into okubana awugqusha lazi kuninzi esikuphathele kona. Siyabuya emva kokutshengisa. Ngokumbukeli wama sithi siqatha sijonge kaloku into yokubana kwenzeka ntoni eReal Madrid.
Asethelekile edolobheni eKapa wonke amaqembu ayi-16 azoba ingxenye yomqhudelwano wendebe yomhlaba ezoqala ngoLwesihlanu eCape Town International Convention Centre. Iqembu lakuleli iSpar Proteas lisesigabeni sika Group C lapho liqhathwe khona neWales, iJamaica kanye neSri Lanka.
Very excited. Firstly, we can't wait for Friday to come for the opening and then our first game against Wales. Preparation is going well so far, but we still have a few days that we obviously want to make best use of it, but we can't wait for Friday to come.
Kuningi kakhulu osekwenziwe abadlali beqembu laseNingizimu Afrika okuhambisana nokuzibophezela kwabo ngokubeka phambili ubumqoka bezwe.
This year we've probably been gone away from home, I think 4 out of 6 months already. So just being away from family, my fiance, friends, everything you could have been a part of. I just missed the best friend's wedding as well. So that was tough on the heart, but you know this is something you're also going to remember for the rest of your life.
Njengokwejwayelekile ukuvulwa ngokusemthethweni kwemqhudelwano yendebe yomhlaba kuqala ngemicimbi omkhulukazi wokunandisa ngaphambi kwemidlalo. Kanti nakulokhu kuzokwenzeka okufanayo njengoba umcimbi wokuvula uzoqala ngehora lesine ntambama okuzobe sekulandelwa umdlalo wokuqala phakathi kweNingizimu Afrika kanye neWales ngehora lesithupha.
Kanti ke mbukeli uyawuqonda ukhumbula into yokubana sele kushiyeke insuku ezine kuphela phambi kokuba iqale itumente yendebe yehlabathi yomnyazi eza kube isingathwe eKapa njengoko uthe wabona mbukeli. Iqela ke loMzantsi Afrika elingabaphathi betumente yalonyaka liqukumbele amalungiselelo alo njengoko liza kuqubisana neWales kumdlalo wokuvula ngoLwesihlanu.
Mbukeli uma ngabe ke sibuya ekhefini
As a black captain for the first time led the Springboks, 28-year-old Sia Kolisi rose to the peak of a sport long associated with apartheid.
The Springboks under Sia Kolisi made black people feel at home.
Are you playing for the Springboks?
Yeah, I'm playing for the Springboks. I used to go train in a thorny field with training bare feet.
Njengomuntu wonke abefamily lakaba ekukhuleni kwethu ne siyasokola ngokusokola but kuye nokucala nzima.
I know what hungry is.
Tebukho Malupe ongumqondisi wefilimu ekhuluma ngempilo kaKapteni wamabhokobhoko uSiya Kolisi esihloko esithi Rise, the story of Siya Kolisi. Sikwamukele mbukeli lapha ekhaya Jikelele sibonga kakhulu ukuthi ke usahlanganyele kanye nathi. Rise, the Siya Kolisi story mbukeli lesike isihloko sefilimu elandisa ngempilo yesinye sezihlabane ezinohlonze kwezemidlalo eNingizimu Afrika nasemhlabeni wonke nje Jikelele okungikapteni wamabhokobhoko uSiya Kolisi. Ilandisa ngempilo kaKolisi kusukela ebunganeni bakhe ekhula ngaphansi kobubha kuze kuba ke ufinyelela ezingeni lapho eqopha khona umlando ngokuba umdlalo wokuqala webala elinsundu kuleli ukunqoba isicoco sendebe yomhlaba yebhola lombhoxo ngonyaka u2019. Kule filimu ke mbukeli uKolisi uvula isifuba sakhe udalula izinselele abhekane nazo ukuphumelela kwakhe okufaka phakathi nokuzakhela igama emhlabeni kwezemidlalo uphinde ke futhi adalule nobudlelwane obungebuhle phakathi kwakhe noyise ngokunjalo ke nokubhekana nesikhathi lapho abe ecwile einkanjeni kaFaro okufakazela ke ukuba sezingeni eliphezulu kwale filimu isiyanqoba ke ngisho indondo emncintiswaneni weindondo kwi-International Tribeca Film Festival eNew York. Namhlanje ke simeme umqondisi wale filimu uTebukho Malupe ozosichazela kabanzi ke malungana nale filimu. Tebukho sibonge kakhulu bhuti ngesikhathi sakho sikwamukelela ekhaya Jikelele.
Bonga mina. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So kuze kanjani nje awusichazela ukuthi kuze kanjani ukuthi uze kube nale filimu, how did it come about?
So Siya Kolisi, as soon as he won the World Cup, he Rock Nation, Jay-Z's talent agent, somehow watched the match. They were in England and they saw their match. And then at the end of the match, he made that famous speech, Yoguti, together we are stronger. If we work as a country united, we can achieve more. And then that's when Rock Nation says we have to sign him. So as soon as they signed him, they said the first thing we need to do with him is tell his story. So let's make this film. And then they did a worldwide search for a director. There were some big names there. And I was blessed enough to get the gig.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it was all Jay-Z.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Actually, that is quite interesting, Indaba.
Yeah.
Because Usia Kolisi, I know ukuthi ngama-athletes angaphansi kwe Rock Nation. Is it Rock Nation?
Yes.
Abangaphansi kwayo ukuthi that's quite amazing. I wonder ukuthi one day kufuneka siphinde ngesimeme usiyazi osixoxela. Sengicurious ukwazi ukuthi kunjani nje ukuba i-artist under
He was the actual
that stable.
first signing under Rock Nation Sports Africa International.
That's
and
so
then since
cool.
then, they've sort of opened it up to other athletes. So he's groundbreaking there. He ground broke when he won the Rugby World Cup. We ground broke now winning the Tribeca Film Festival. So Usia keeps groundbreaking.
So-ke manje-ke awusho-ke bekunjani ukuhlanganisa le filimu ngiyazi phela ukuthi I mean iningi labantu liyalwazi udaba likaSiya Kolisi sesifunde kaningi ngempilo yakhe njalo njalo ingabe wena-ke ikuphi okuhlukile othe wakuthola ngoba ngiya-understand uma ngabe sixoxisana nabanye abadidiyeli bamafilimu baye basho ukuthi hey kumele wenze uphando lunzulu ukuze uzothola ulwazi uma uzokwenza into efana nale so nawe ngesikhathi-ke wenza ucwaningo olunzulu ngokwenza le filimu ikuphi mhlawumbe wena ukubona lokuthola
It's interesting because the thing that you're mentioning now, Oguti, a lot of people know Istori Siya Kolisi. That was the biggest challenge because now if people know the story, they know at the end he wins the World Cup, they know his upbringing, he's pretty much grown up in front of them with cameras every weekend when he plays rugby and whatnot. So the challenge was, how do I tell a story that people don't know? The difference happened the first time I met him. And I sat down with him and we had a conversation.
Yes.
And I realized there was more to the man than the athlete we see on TV. There was a vulnerable man.
Yes.
There was a man who was willing to put it all on the table. There was a man who wanted to show his brokenness, his flaws. He wanted to show his challenges with his relationship with his dad. He wanted to show his challenges in his marriages and being a father and stuff like that. And so for me, once I realized that there was that opening, that's the angle we're going to go in. We're going to tell the story of the man behind the champion.
Yeah, because ngiyacabanga nje ukuthi ingabe ukwenze kanjani ukuthi ukwazi ukumthola ukuthi akwethemba trust ukuthi azakwazi open up akhulume ngezinto ezinzulu kangaka ngempilo yakhe.
It's interesting because like what people see on TV is like little interviews and talks and chats that I have that we cut together in the film. But before we started recording, we spoke for hours.
Yes.
You know, we had conversations. Even you'll see there's a specific scene where he confronts his dad about his upbringing, his challenging upbringing. He confronts his dad for the first time in front of the TV, in front of the cameras. And what people don't realize is we spend days just talking with him and his dad, you know. So leading up to actually rolling the cameras, you kind of have to talk to people, make them feel like you understand, you're with them. You know, make the dad feel like I'm his son and he's my father. Make Sia feel like I'm his friend and brother. Make Rachel feel like I'm her brother. So, but that takes time and patience. And for us, it took us over 3 years to make this film. So it took a lot of patience to get people to the right place.
Ngingayibuza nje ukuthi mhlawumbe baningi abantu ke ikakhulukazi nje emhlabeni wonke jikelele udaba lo baba isikhathi esiningi ngebhadi unfortunately udaba olusensitive ingane eziningi ezikhula mhlawumbe ezingabazi obaba ozinganabo ubudlelwano obuhle no baba ngiyabaza abanye obaba isizathu banezizathu eziningi abanye baba kodwa into esengiqaphelile banalokho engathi kuba defensive uma ngabe mhlawumbe beapproach or beconfrontwa ngerole ababayidlalile ekutheni ubaba ubungekho empilweni yami ngento kanjalo ungabe yena in this case ubaba akabanga defensive akabonanga ngathi uyahlaselwa mhlawumbe.
If you watch the film, you'll see the first thing that he says there's a lot of things I want to say, but I don't know if I can say most of them in front of these cameras. And we let that be in the film, so people know that it took him a lot of effort and it took him to be super broken in front of the camera to even talk about half the things he spoke about and even say this is hard. Now what hit hard for me as a filmmaker is that I grew up in the same sort of environment with an absent father, and so for me it was like my story, Sia's story is a story of so many other kids, and so we had to let that moment sit in the film so that maybe it can make a difference in other kids' lives, and hopefully other fathers and sons can find that place where they can meet each other again and talk about their issues.
Yeah, so ke usiyenzileke le film ke siyabona yaba impumelelo nansi siwina ke indondo lapha eNew York. Like uzizwe kanjani? Kusho ukuthini lokho ngomsebenzi wakho wenzile kule film?
Yeah, if you go a few steps back, the Tribeca Film Festival is in the top 3 biggest film festivals in the world. More than 11,000 people submitted their movies this year.
Yes.
And only 212 were selected. And for this film to come out on top and win the biggest award at the festival, it's incredible. And I think it speaks not only to the work that we do, but to the idea that American and international audiences, they want our stories. You know, they want to see our storytellers, they want to hear our stories. So there's a hunger outside in the world for what we can do as South African filmmakers, and that's really encouraging.
Manje Rock Nation itheni Mrs. Wisenwini Award.
They got super excited. In fact, they already sort of lined up a few more projects for myself and the team. And so God is good and so
it's such a nice thing. I mean, mengabe ngicabanga ukuthi baningi abantu abebefakile nabo befuna ukuthi ba direct babe iphatha le film kodwa kwachuzeka wona ngisho ukuthi impela idestiny yakho bekumele ukuthi uthole sanhalalisela. Manje nje ungathi ikuphi isifundo osifundile ngawe ngesikhathi wenza le film? What did you learn about yourself?
The biggest lesson I learned about myself, I think it's a story about my mentor who passed on, who we put to sleep like last week. It was his memorial service, Debo Mashadze, of his of fame.
Yes.
He used to say to me, trust my voice. And it's so sad that it took me so long, and it took up until we got to the Tribeca Film Festival and he passing on, that I learned exactly what he was teaching me. I need to be more confident in my voice as a storyteller and confident in the stories that I can tell. So to my mentor, may he rest in peace, and we'll make sure that his name, Teo Mahlatsi, will never be forgotten.
Thank you so much. Now many hobbies. Because we've actually had a guest la studio the time amazing guy, and ngaze ngajabula ukuzwa ukuthi nayo uyamention ukuthi nayo ube ne role ekutheni ube ugrumile nawe in a way to become who you are today. We wish you all the best, but wami ngathi konke ngakhanya sikufisele nje konke okuhle. Sibonga kakhulu ukuthi ube nathi namhlanje la ekhaya.
Thank you so much.
Mbukeli ke lo bekuTebuko ebesixoxisana naye mayelana nefilm kaSiyakholisi ekhona lapha ethi Rise. Njengamanje ke mbukeli sesingena ehoreni lethu lokugcina, kanti ke ake sibheke indaba ehamba phambili kuleli hora.